Hey guys, so today we're going to look at a different way of getting input into a program. Last time we looked at the user and adding text via the command line. Today we're going to look at reading text from a file, in this case just a regular text file. So we're going to learn how to read text from a file into a command line program, and then we're going to print that out. I think we're also going to work in the random library, and that way we can kind of get a little more practice with that. So what we're essentially going to do is open a text file, read a random word out of that text file, and then print that to the screen. So that's the purpose of today's exercise. This is going to be a large part of the game program project that we're working on right now. Essentially, the purpose of it is in the game we will have a text file that has a list of a lot of random 5-letter words, and we're going to pick one of those words to guess, for our users to guess what it is. And so this is the first part of the program. I'll kind of show you how to do that. So let's go ahead and go to the desktop and get started. All right, so the first thing we do, anytime you're going to use a random generator of any kind in Python, you have to import the library. And I don't know if I've explained this enough, so let's talk about this for a little bit. When you are using a library in Python, like random or math or things like that, you need to import it. And so we use the keyword import, and the name of the library in this case is random. And that's all you have to do. Now our Python compiler knows to go to the Python libraries collection and to take the code that makes up the random number generator, and it will incorporate that code automatically into your program. You don't have to write any of it. Believe me, writing the random library would be quite the feat if you had to duplicate that every time you worked on a program. So at this rate, you only have to import it, and now you can use the methods and the objects that are built into the random library. So now that we've imported it, what we're going to do next is we're going to look at building a structure to allow us to import, or to open rather, a text file. And to do that, we're going to use the keyword with, because we're going to use another library. And so we're going to use the keyword with, and the library that we're going to use is sort of like the print library or the read line library, input library, or the print library. This is the open library. So we're going to use it just like we would the print library, and we're going to put the name of the text file that we're using. Now I've already created a text file called words.txt, and if you look at it, let me go ahead and open that up in our Python code folder. Words.txt is down here. Basically, it's just a list of 5-letter words, and they were randomly generated by an AI, so that's all it is. So basically, it's a text file filled with words. And what we're going to do is we're going to import that, and we're going to open it in our program. And we're going to open it as a Word file. Okay, and this is what you'd consider a loop. We're going to open this text file, and then we're going to have a for loop, and for each line in Word file, which is the name of the file, Word file is the variable we're using to hold all this text, just as a big conglomeration of text. We're using it to hold that file, and now for each line in that, we're going to add it to another variable called WordBank. And WordBank is going to be basically a dictionary or a list. So we're going to build ourselves a list from the file. So remember, in loops and other structures, we have to end in a colon, and then the next line we have to we have to indent. So that's what we're doing here. And now _bank. That's That's our list, and now we're going to append, and that means to add a word. But we're going to use a couple of other functions here. Number one, we're going to strip any blank spaces that may be on the right-hand side of the word. It's possible that maybe somebody hit a space bar after they typed the words in. I don't know, but we need to get rid of those spaces because even blank spaces count as characters. So we're going to do line.rstrip. What that does is that gets rid of all of the blank spaces after the word. So we don't want any blank spaces because that will affect the number of characters that our word had. And remember, these have to be 5-character words. They can't be any more, they can't be any less. So we're 5 characters. We've got 5 visible characters, but we have to get rid of any invisible ones, and so that's what we're doing. We're also going to make them all lowercase because upper and lowercase matter in Python, and that would throw our selection criteria off. This is supposed to be random, but if they're uppercase, if there's something different about it, or if the person's trying to guess the word and they're typing in mixed case letters, the comparison won't work. So what we're going to do is we're going to make all the words in our list lowercase, but we're also going to make the words that the user types in, we're going to make them lowercase so that they'll match. All right, so let's see what we've got so far. We've imported the random library, so we can use a random. And we got a with statement here. We're using open. That's the method that we're using to open this word, this text file, just a regular notepad file. And we're opening it as this variable name, word file. So we've got this variable named word file, and we stuck this file into it. And then for every line in this file, for every line in word file, we're going to, and this is a for loop by the way, we're going to append it to this this variable called word bank, this list. We're stripping all the blank spaces after the word, and we're also moving it all to lowercase. So what we should have now is oops, went too far. So we've got word bank with 50 words packed into it. All of them have their blanks after the word stripped. All of them are in lowercase. And now we're going to pick one at random, and we're going to call that word to guess. So word to guess is just a string, just a regular variable that holds one word. And the way that we choose that is we're going to go random choice. And this will allow us to pick a random word from this list. So now, word to guess is going to be the word that our user needs to guess. But we're not building the game yet. We're just going to make sure it works. So we're going to print word to guess to the screen just so you can see that it worked. All right, so that should be all the code we need to write. So let's go ahead and save this. I'm going to save it as openafile.py. Let's go ahead and look at our code here. I've already gone to our Python code, so we're going to go openafile.py. Enter. Whoops. Got to do Python. Sorry. My fault. There we go. Python. Then open a file.py. Attention to detail gets you every time. Whoop. Okay, we have a syntax error. So line 4, invalid syntax. Okay, 4 line. Forgot a keyword in. My bad. Once again, attention to detail. Let's try it again. You know what I did here? I capitalized random. Random is lowercase. That is also my bad. Okay. Let's try that again. Alrighty. word bank is not defined. Did I capitalize that? Oh, no, I forgot to declare it. Whew. Man. Word bank. And that should be enough right there. Yep. That is not enough. I need to put an equal sign in there. What I need to do is tell Python that word bank is a list. One more. There we go. All right, so after having debugged my code, you'll notice I got a word here. Let's try it again. Whoop, dizzy. Another word, snail. Another word, Pluto. Another word, lions. So basically what's happening here is Python is picking a random word out of the list. And that's what it will do in the game. It will pick a random word, and then the user will try to guess that word. So essentially that's what we have. Let's analyze our code now that we have it all right. First of all, we imported random, which is lowercase. I forgot that part. We declared word bank as a list, which I forgot that. Sorry about that. And then we built the with structure with open, and we're using the open method to open the text file. By the way, the text file has to be in the same directory as the Python script. Or you have to type in the directory, but it's just easier to put them both together in the same folder. So I have words.txt, I opened it as a Word file, and for every line of the 50 words in this file, I added them to the list that I made appear, stripping off all of the blank characters after the word and converting it to lowercase. And then I made a random choice of one of those 50 words in this list, and I put it inside this variable words to guess, and then I printed that variable to the screen. And so when we run the program, it picks out a random word, prints it to the screen. Okay, so hope that was helpful. This is another big piece of our project that we're working on. So go ahead and follow the instructions. Basically what it's going to be doing is just duplicating what I've done here, but follow the instructions, and once you've completed it, turn your code in using the Start Assignment button at the top of the page. If you have any questions, I can be reached through the Canvas inbox, and I hope to see you in class.